Welcome, everybody, and I am so glad to see us all in flesh and blood together. Welcome to the last moments in lower school as fifth graders. Wow, it's been a year. We went from 25 classrooms in lower school to 48, and all of you started out in the Mac Gymnasium. Mr. Hansen knew the fifth grade was the best grade to take on such a big adjustment as having school for an entire year in a space like that. You sorted out bathrooms that only needed to have a couple of students in them at a time, how to be quieter at different class times so everyone could concentrate. You also practiced being together all day, every day, in small groups without mixing with other classes. And this required a special commitment to working together just as a little group for a very long time. I am proud of you for leading the lower school through such an unusual year, fifth graders, and I want to remind you that many of the skills that you have exercised this year will last you the rest of your life. They are simple and uncomplicated. Being kind is one. Sharing is another. Taking care of yourself is even another. And I hope you don't lose sight of these simple skills in life as you get older, because that can happen. There's a book that's become very popular this year. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. You may have run into it. It's absolutely spectacular in its drawings, as well as its sentiments. It's a book that's exploded because it seems to be what people need right now. It speaks to some of the essential truths of how we work together in friendship and support throughout our life. I also believe that even though it kind of appears childish, it's really written for adults. And it captures key sentiments that we teach in younger years, but that we need to carry with us all through our life. The book starts out with the mole and the boy finding each other in the wood. It's very Christopher Robin-esque. And the mole asks the boy what he would like to be when he grows up. Kind, says the boy, and it goes on from there. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite sentiments from this book, and I think it might be of use for you in the middle school and for years to come. One of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things, is something that I think it's the horse says to the boy. Middle school might be out, a lot of middle school might be out of your control. Some friends may change, some classes might get difficult, but all of us have the power to control our reactions to those things and to those changes. And as I've grown through my life, I realize that I have to rely more and more on the power of how I react to things. The next sentiment is, the greatest illusion is that life is perfect. It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize in middle school that the house, vacation, or things that looked perfect that other people had and that I envied never really were as perfect as I thought once I got up close to them, and that my family and my home and my travel were actually important in making me who I am. The last sentiment is, when things get tough, remember who you are. There isn't an adult sitting here today who has not employed this sentiment in the last 18 months. And for you, in your next step at school, it will be important for you to remember who you are. When classmates are choosing to embark on activities you know may not be such a good idea, or when the powerful urge to belong pressures you into acting in a way that's not true to yourself, it's a great time to remember who you are, and it will always guide you to a good place. Finally, I want to thank you, fifth graders. You showed up every day in a strange COVID situation at first, and you made the most out of all your time at school. This has given us a great gift this year, and you deserve to be celebrated today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Soderberg. Now is the time in our program when we get to ask our fifth graders to come forward and receive their certificate and bring them into the middle school. So would Mr. Simpson's class please rise and come forward to receive your certificate?
Vivian Alexandra Allison. Joseph Luke Arnold. Henry Sharaf Bhabnagri. Samir Bamaretti. Channing Crew Brisbane. Cooper Jacob Gatch. Alejandra Elena Gonzalez. Olive Hall. Liana Hope Lopez. Lawrence Joseph Malamy. Lexington Rich Purdue. Belle Eden Roberts. Leah Shin-Yu Shi. Congratulations to the class of 5A.
Would the students in Ms. Taglia's class please rise and come forward, please?
Vincent Edward Abbey. Emma Elizabeth Jontis. Olivia Lynn. Asha Malik. Julia Maru. Claire Elizabeth McCarthy. Tegan Marie Murphy. Spencer Rice. Andrew Michael Rumke Jr. Daniel Allen Solis. Esther Tian Wang. Jet Zhang. Congratulations, 5B Zoomers.
Will the students in Mr. O'Connor's class please rise and come forward?
Noah Aiden Xavier Brooks. Kaylee Gong. Claire Hill. Priscia Anelia Katamnini. Avery Peter Lee. Mariko Narazaki. Luke Stephen Priano. Sahil Satyapriya. Anya Shah. Chase Joseph Stanley. Landon Matthew Stokes. Ashley Ruth Traylor. And congratulations to the 5C Crockies.
Will the students in Mrs. Shunison's class please rise and come forward?
Daria Golikov. Anna Kowalski. Gabriel Yehuda Capel. Joshua Tienza Lowe. Charlotte Lodge. James Ellis Malamy. Mark Lawrence Masick. Rylan Mifsud. Kenneth Onway. Luke Gabriel Rowenbeck. Saria Vadi. Alexandra Linnea Vaughn. Sammy Wordsman.
Congratulations to the class of 5D.
Will the students in Mrs. Livingston's class please rise and come forward?
Graham Christopher Altier. Gabriella Shea Arisi. Vincent Chen. Quincy Hayden Day. Cyrus Lincoln Amani. Amelia Kim Linscott. Ronak Mahajan. Madison Muller. Malin Asim Roy. Anna Helen Sterling. Remy Harold Troutner. Karis Maya Welch. Congratulations, 5E.
Will the students in Mrs. Thiel's class please rise and come forward?
Maya Ritu Bakru. Mateo Michael Joseph Kane. Rowan Xander Connick. Nathan Daniel Denault. Baron Muhong Dai. Lewis Andrew Dye. Margot Raleigh Gross. Boris Kimke. Gabrielle Mendelson. Miriam Shaheen Farr. Claire Rose Zeiger. Mitchell Joseph Zumberg. Congratulations, 5F.
Let's give one more round of applause to the class of 2028. Well, congratulations, fifth grade students, and a heartfelt welcome to all of the family members that have gathered for you here this morning to recognize and celebrate your finish in lower school. Our fifth grade culminates your experience in the lower school. When you come back in August, You'll use a new entry into the school. You'll have new teachers, new routines, more freedom, more responsibilities, and the opportunity to meet new friends. It is indeed an exciting time for you. This year has been like no other. Looking back to August, you may remember walking into the MAC gym and realizing that this was now your classroom. Where you performed as the little dribblers in grade 3 in front of a packed halftime audience of varsity girls and boys basketball game was now where you came each day to learn in your pod. Your pod became your extended family, and recess partners, and lunch buddies, and learning groups for everything. You've been told to socially distance, keep your masks up, sanitize your hands, wash your hands, and from me in the car line every afternoon, stay on your dots. But through it all, you haven't just survived, you've thrived in a year like none other. As you get older, people will always remember 2020 and 2021 as distinct and historical years. People will look back when you were adults and ask the question, what were you doing in 2020 and 21? And I want to say congratulations to all of you on doing so well throughout it all. A few weeks ago, as I was thinking about what to share with you this morning as some final lower school words of wisdom before you move into middle school, a memory came to mind from many years ago. In fact, well before all of you were born. I have a question, and I need you to raise your hands now, 5th graders. How many of you like going to a zoo? All right. How many of you have a certain animal at the zoo that you'd like to watch the most? All right. Well, think about that animal now to yourself and how and why it makes it interesting for you to watch at a zoo. We don't have time to go through and share all of these, but I'm guessing that it's an animal that's maybe entertaining, possibly frightening, is likely to be engaging to people peering in at it, or just plain odd looking that you thought about. For me, the animal that I would pick is the meerkat. Now, if you're asking yourself, what is a meerkat? Just look on the back side of your program for a picture. Meerkats live in groups, or as they are called, mobs. Kind of like pods. They're pretty active mammals, kind of like you were in your pods. They spend much of their day foraging for food. Well, we didn't have to do that in the pods, but we did have to eat in the pods for most of the school year. Meerkats are also very intelligent, like each of you. They're social, like many of you. There are few animals on Earth who work as well together as meerkats, like you in your pods did this year. When I visit zoos, if there's a meerkat exhibit, you could just drop me off there and I'd be completely content watching them and how they interact with each other and their surroundings. I became even more interested back in 2006 when my family lived in Berlin and we were away on spring break in the Netherlands. At the time we were a family of 4, with my youngest not born yet, but my wife was very pregnant. We spent the days enjoying the beauty and the culture of the Netherlands, but in the evenings after swimming at the hotel, we were often in our hotel rooms with a bit of time to use up before stories and bedtime. Now this was in the days before iPads, before iPhones, and before other devices that you could easily hook up and watch whatever you'd like when you're on vacation. For many of you, this will probably be referred to as the dark ages. A typical hotel room had one television, very few channels, and while we were living in the Netherlands visiting, not many channels in English. But we did come across a show called Meerkat Manor, which was a show filmed in the Kurraman River of the Kalahari Desert in southern Africa. This is where most meerkats live. The show hid cameras all over the place, above and below ground, and filmed meerkat families doing all the things that meerkat families do. They added some interesting facts and dialogue to make it entertaining and educational. The show was very interesting to watch. Anyway, after this trip, I realized I wanted to learn more about meerkats. I stumbled across a website that had the Meerkat Motto, and I loved its message. That while very true about meerkats, was just as applicable to humans. As I mentioned, the motto is on the back of your program, and I want to share a few parts of it today, because while the motto was written about the characteristics of a meerkat, they can certainly apply to all of us. They are talkative, charming, and funny one day, and quietly lost in their own thoughts the next. They're often extremely friendly and likable, but can be self-centered and downright hurtful at other times. Meerkats are also very perceptive, like many of us. So let me share a few words about the motto. The first part, respect the elders and teach the young. Elders are people that are quite a bit older than you. Think Grandma and Grandpa. Think some of the wonderful people that are joining us here today. It's very important that we always respect our elders. Seniors have plenty of experience in life, and they can teach us about experiencing change and handling life's challenges. It's important to treat our elders with respect, even if their bodies or minds are beginning to fail them a bit. Many of you remember Bill from Kensington Retirement Home when you were in 3rd grade. Bill loved Academy 3rd graders every time they came to visit. I'm sure it wasn't just the highlight of his day, but probably the highlight of Bill's month. You may even recall we invited Bill and a few other seniors from Kensington to come to an all-school pep rally with over 1,300 students and faculty in the MAC gym. Do you remember who started the pep rally? Bill did. He sang the national anthem with a voice that soared. When you have a chance, ask an elderly person you know to share a story about their childhood. They have great wisdom and in our seniors, but we need to ask them to share it. When my wife and I lived in Japan for 4 years, we experienced a culture that was deep in respecting elders that the Japanese have. Anytime an older person would come onto a subway or a train, it was expected to offer up your seat if the train was full. Even young children would stand up and motion for the older person to take their seat. The second part is to teach the young. When given the opportunity, teach a neighbor who is younger than you or a younger sibling to throw a football, catch a baseball, ride a bike, or to just hang out together. One of the greatest traditions in our school is the Senior Kindergarten Buddy Program. Do you remember your year in kindergarten when you had a senior buddy? You have a few years now before you have your own kindergarten buddy, but that doesn't mean you can teach them something younger and interesting to do. The next part, cooperate with the family. Now this one can be a little trickier. As you soon hit the teen years, cooperating in general can be a challenge. If you have an older brother or sister, you might already know this. But your family is so important. Your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, sisters, and brothers will teach you more than you know. Not just in their words, but most importantly, in their actions. A well-known American actor in the 1980s, David Ogden Stiers, once said, "Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten." Meerkats cooperate closely as a family and are always looking out for each other. How do you look out for your family members? Do you help with chores around the house? Do you encourage your brother or sister when they're feeling sad or need a boost? Do you say and do things to help build bridges with your family? Do you express your gratitude to your family? We may get frustrated with our family. I know I did it at times when I was your age, but they indeed will always be there for you, and that's very comforting to know. Play when you can, work when you should, rest in between. I have to say, I am so glad this starts by saying, play when you can. When you get old like me, I think the phrasing gets mixed around, and it goes, work when you should, and play when you can. As you are soon at the steps of middle school today, your workload will surely increase. You'll have lots of new teachers. You'll be expected to work on multiple projects and assignments at the same time. This is because you're getting older, more responsible, and you're certainly capable of achieving success, but certainly work when you should. As soon-to-be sixth graders, you'll be meeting new teachers in middle school for the first time. Start the year off right and stay on top of your work. Play when you can. Make sure you take time to play, laugh, rest, and have fun. A balance is certainly needed. Share your affection and voice your feelings. It's really important that you voice your feelings. If someone helps you with something, make sure you share that feeling of gratitude with them. If something doesn't seem quite right, talk to the person and let them know, or ask for clarification. Everyone, no matter how old or young, has a voice that needs to be heard. I remember fondly 2 years ago when 5th grader Nate Yeoman made an appointment to come to my office. He was professionally dressed and had typed a persuasive essay that he wanted to share with me. He was wondering why we didn't have churros for dessert anymore in the dining hall. I said, Nate, I don't know why we don't have churros anymore, but let's schedule a meeting with the director of the dining hall and find out. We made an appointment to see, and he wasn't sure why either, but said it surely could be done. I asked Nate to come up with 2 dates to have churros on the menu in the spring, and we had churros 2 times that spring. On the first day we had them, I had Nate come up to the front, and before they were passed out, share his idea and explain that today we were having churros. Nate had an idea, he acted on it, used his voice and fondness for eating churros, and soon enough, it was a reality. This is just one example. Where will your voice be heard? Leave your mark. You've now finished lower school. In another 15 minutes, you'll be classified as a middle schooler. You'll have lots of opportunities to try new activities. Academic competitions, band concerts, choir, team sports, theater, clubs, student government, and so much more. These are all opportunities for you to flourish in new ways at Academy. How will you leave your mark? Maybe you don't know right now, but it will come to you. And I'm confident when you're walking across the stage in 6 years as a grading senior, getting ready to head off to college, you will have left your mark at Academy. But leaving your mark can also mean the impact you've had on other people. This can be both positive and not so positive. People that leave a positive mark on others do so by being kind, helpful, honest, generous of their time, empathetic, and caring. As this new chapter begins for you, I look forward to seeing the positive marks you'll be making on others. Whether you joined us 7 years ago in pre-kindergarten or just this year in 5th grade, it has been a joy to call you students in our lower school. As you leave us, remember to always have an open mind and a mutual respect for others. I speak for your homeroom teachers and all lower school faculty in wishing you all the best in your future. Your lower school teachers are very proud of you and are excited to share this special event with you. They care about what you learn and the young women and men you are becoming. They inspire, challenge, and guide you. They have taught you how to multiply, hypothesize, draw with perspective, write in cursive, write persuasively, speak a different language, learn outside, create a multimedia project, sing, the rules of sport games, and if you came here in pre-K, how to make your first letters. However, what we as a collective group are most proud of is that you're thinkers, creators, problem solvers, risk takers, communicators, and reflective. You are caring, principled, and open-minded. You will be missed next year, but please come back and visit us in the lower school. The good news is we're all on one campus. If you're moving on to a new city and a new school, we wish you all the best and hope future visits to Columbus and include a stop at Columbus Academy. You are always welcome. Finally, I want to say a special thank you to our grade 5 faculty and all of our lower school faculty. This was quite a year, and maybe for the first time in school's history, We've held our grade 5 classes in a gymnasium. All of Academy teachers have worked tirelessly this year knowing it was the best way to do school and put their heart and soul into making it a terrific final year of lower school for you. Let's recognize our faculty now by giving them an ovation. Congratulations, fifth graders. The adventure of middle schools await each of you, and I am confident you will survive. We wish you all the best.